Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we were talking about the Leafs last time. Did you see all the stuff now recently that's come out?
Yeah, dude, I'm over it.
Well, we're going to talk about this, so you're not over it, all right?
Oh, you're right. I'm back in.
You're okay, good. They're saying, and they've said this for years, okay, that they like it's a lot of pressure to play here in Toronto, and at the end of every hockey season, they probably do this for other sports too, but I don't follow them as much. But they do like an end of the year press conference, people talk. So Willie Nylander said it was just a shit game on Game 7 where they got just absolutely dumb. It was like me and you were playing.
Yeah.
For the Leafs. That's
I
how
watched
bad
it.
it was. The whole game?
I watched the majority of it.
Okay, you haven't watched hockey your whole life. What did you think?
Yeah,
What did it seem
they
like?
stink.
Right?
It seems like this is what it seems like. It seems like somebody was like, "You guys have to play in the playoffs." That's what it felt like.
Oh, we lost
And
them.
like somebody was forcing the whole team to play.
I fucking lost you there. I don't know if that's recorded or not, but I
Make
didn't
sure
hear
you have
anything you
stable
said.
internet. Okay, I do.
You're in a bunker, eh? In fucking
I'm
Russia?
I'm directly jacked in.
I couldn't be more wireless.
Anyways, you asked me how I felt. I think
Yeah,
what it
give it
felt
to me.
like, it felt like somebody forced them all to play.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. Like, they were like, the regular season was over, and then they were like, hey, guys, you got to go in the playoffs. And they're like, no. What? Why?
I agree with that. Like they were being forced to make money.
Yeah.
Man, I can't, like, the fact that it ended like that at this stage. So
Yeah.
when Matthews got drafted, when they got Nylander, when they got Marner, everyone, like, there's literal headlines. It's like playing the parade. We're going to the ship. We were the
year.
Cucumbas, you know? We're going to the ship. We're just dancing, having pizza. It's sick.
We're just degenerate gamblers.
And then there's like a window that happens when you have young players. It's like, okay, first year you make the playoffs, that's a win no matter what. You could lose in the first round. You're young. You guys made it.
Yeah.
Second year, if you don't make it past the first round, it's like, wow, they're learning still. They're still in that young window. The teams they're playing are so much better and more experienced. Third year, you could say, hey, you know, they probably should win, but like I get it. They're still building chemistry. The rest of the team is kind of forming around them. Fourth year, you start to worry. With the same result, you're like, oh no. Fifth year, you're like, there's no excuses. We're going to make it past, you know, hopefully the first round. I think that they didn't. Sixth year is when they got dummied by Montreal, I'm pretty sure.
Dummied.
Where they were up 3-1. And it was like made for them to win because it was COVID. They were only playing Canadian teams. And then the seventh year, Game 7, they lose. We're pissed, but nothing's really going to change. Eighth year, we're like, okay, this is it. For sure, this is our year. They lose again. And then people wanted change. So you change the general manager, you change the coach, whatever. Now this year, it's like, okay, if you guys don't make significant changes.
But what kind of changes?
So the whole team is structured around what they call the core 4 guys.
Yeah.
Which is, it's actually a core 5.
Riley,
because it's
Nylander.
Marnie. It's Marner, Matthews, Tavares, and Nylander. That's the core 4, but Riley's in there too.
Yeah.
Those guys are the core 4 because they are, in their own right, superstar players. Tavares a little less over time because he's getting older, but when he played on the New York Islanders, he was a superstar. When you have 4 guys that talented, air quotes
for sure.
it should be like you're not going to win every year, but you should be in the conversation at least second, third round consistently. And like Colorado,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, okay, these guys got a shot every year. Maybe they're not going to make it, but one of these years they're going to get it, and they got it. So at the end of this this year's end of year press conference, Matthews keeps to himself. He's like, I got injured in training camp. I don't want to tell you what it is. I don't want to talk about the healing or whatever. I'll be good for next year. Don't worry. Nylander is like, you know, the pressure is good. We had a shit game.
Austin
Tavares-
Matthews is like the guy that has STD and doesn't tell the girls that he's banging.
Kind of, yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't want you to really know what's wrong with me, but there's something wrong, but we still got to fuck.
Okay, crazy idea. Toronto just takes a 1-year break from being in the NHL. 1-year break.
Yeah, but they do that. They do that. They just do it in the playoffs. So why I wanted to bring this up is, so every year we go through the exact same thing, right? They lose dramatically, and it keeps getting more and more dramatic. It's like we relive the war,
Yeah.
and every time somebody that you really thought was not going to die dies dramatically. You're like, what? There's no way he was going to die, and then he dies beside you. That's pretty much what happens.
It was really funny to see all of the Ottawa fans that I have on like social media just absolutely shit on Toronto when they lost.
You know what? I'm okay with that because everybody needs something.
They
And
need
Ottawa's got, like, from a hockey perspective, there's the bright future over there.
They have a bright future.
But no matter what, they will never beat Toronto in the playoffs. Like, there's just, even that is something that Toronto has. No matter how bad the Leafs are, they'll never lose to Ottawa.
Okay, I'm calling it right now. Next year, Toronto doesn't even make the playoffs. Ottawa's in the playoffs.
No, Toronto will make it.
Okay.
Ottawa's going to make it. Montreal's going to make it. Toronto will make it. But there's just got to be some
Ottawa's
big
looking
changes.
good, dude. They're looking really juicy.
They're good. I'm not saying they're not good.
Batherson, Sanderson, Shabbat.
They love the Suns.
The problem with Toronto is they got too many white Toronto guys on there. They need
But-
like some Zevs and Zovs and Ratzizevs. And
The thing
they
is
got none of
that
those on there.
they do need a couple Zevs. I will give you that.
They need a couple of friggin' guys that have AK-47s in their locker room.
Couple Bovs, couple
Yeah.
Zevs.
Like, where's all those
Some
guys?
skis. Some skis would be great. But all this to say that every single year they talk about the media pressure and the fan pressure,
Okay.
which is like the
Dude,
gayest thing ever.
What? That's like saying I can't play. My mom's watching, dude. Like what? Like what?
That is exactly what it's like.
That's the biggest excuse I've ever heard.
But not only is it an excuse, but like, think about this. You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
If I every day went on YouTube, like some of these people do, and was like, and the fans that are on YouTube that have channels, like they don't shit on the team. They just point out the things that are obvious. If that don't happen every day, it doesn't impact you at all. What impacts you is your effort on the ice.
Yeah.
And like if you've driven fans to the point of throwing jerseys and beer on the ice, which is not cool,
Not
right?
cool.
But if you've driven people to that, you can't just say that it's the media. You got to look at like, okay, it's like when you argue with your wife and you're like, I don't agree with this outburst, but I'm a part of it in some way. Like, sure, don't throw my shit all over the place if you got a girl like that.
Yeah.
But like you contributed to this
I don't know.
regardless of how you feel about what you said. Even if you said, hey, I didn't say anything too crazy, that's how she's taking it.
What was one of the stats? They said that was the highest goal disparity in a Game 7 at home ever.
Tied for the worst goal differential at home ice, Game 7 history ever.
Toronto just setting the wrong kind of records.
Setting the wrong kind of records. You just can't. Man, I was there in 2013 when they were up 4-1 against Boston. I was standing outside of what was the Air Canada Center at the time. And just like the fact that we were the way we were okay with that was that they weren't even supposed to be able to play against Boston anyway. So we were the underdog, and it's like, okay, you know, they did what we were expecting them to do. The fact that we even brought them to Game 7, still horrifying.
Wait,
still to this day.
So they were winning in the series 3-1, and then they lost?
No, they brought it to Game 7. Boston was going to win the cup. Everybody knew that.
Yeah, that was with, what's his name?
Bergeron, Chara,
Yeah,
they
they
had
had-
Tim
they had
Thomas
Chara.
in net. They had everybody
My
that you
buddy
needed
used to
to
sell
win.
that guy suits.
And they were in a Game 7 that they really had no business being in. And they had guys like Joffrey Lupul. They had fucking young Nazem Kadri. They had like Ovs. They had a bunch of Ovs and fucking Freddie Anderson and net and a bunch of bullshit on the team. But there's like 7 minutes left in the third period, and they're winning 4-1.
And they lost.
They lost 5-4 in overtime.
Yeah, that's like, again, they suck, dude. They just really don't want it.
It's not even that they suck, man. They take it to a level that you couldn't even, like, if you were sitting, if our job was to write television, yeah, you got crazy bright there. If our job was to write television, we wouldn't even come up with that.
No. That's like you're kicking people when they're down at that point.
It's just so creative.
You could change your fan. I give you permission to change to being a fan of a different team if you want.
Dude, it's the most I've ever seen people talk about it. Like, I don't want to do this anymore with this team, but then you're not going to be a fan of them anymore, and then they're going to win.
Dude, they're not going to win.
You might, honestly, I will say this, that, I can't really sit here and be like, no, man,
It's tough to say they're going to win. Because they got lucky that they matched up against Ottawa in the first round. What if they go up against a great team in the first round?
It's happened 8 years prior.
And that's my point is like, I think, have they made the playoffs 8 years in a row?
9. And in that time, they have lost 5 Game 7s, I think.
So Toronto, not a team you want to go to Game 7.
Pretty much. Everybody knew that when they won in Game 6.
Yeah, they're like, great.
That we are going to lose in Game 7.
Like nobody was even cheering. They were hoping they would lose in Florida. Like, please.
It would have been better. If they lost like a 3-2 game in Florida, then it's like people aren't going to freak out as much.
Didn't they beat them 2-0?
They beat them 2-0.
Oh, so Florida was like, go ahead. Have it.
No, Florida tried. It's just the Leafs tried. They played... like they played.
I don't understand how not trying is even an option for like a professional athlete.
You would think.
Because like if me and you were playing in beer league hockey and I had a shitty day at work, my wife made me sleep on the couch.
You're hurting a guy.
Couple of beers. I'm not maybe I'm not even. I'm just sitting on the bench like, okay, go ahead, your shift.
But you'll hurt a guy probably.
Maybe.
You'll check a guy in a way maybe a little too hard.
The problem is these guys are too pampered. They're like, they don't even wash themselves. They have a person in the shower washing them.
Well, there's a guy washing them. There's a guy jerking them. But here's what I really think in my honest to goodness heart is. I think that because Austin Matthews has been like the guy, because he scored 69 goals. He's a great goal scorer. He has as many goals as Ovechkin did in less games or something. Like he would be on track to beat that record. Because he's like the face of the franchise, the way all sports works is your leader's attitude defines the team. It's just how fucking it's tribal. We're pack animals. Teams are packs. Because of his general demeanor, which there's nothing wrong with it outside. Like if he owned a restaurant, you're like, we have the best owner ever. He doesn't get pissed.
He doesn't have any emotions.
He doesn't really care if it's
Not
empty.
a great leader, maybe.
Just not.
So you think they're going to get rid of him?
No, they never will because they're at this. It's like a mind fuck.
What is he?
It's like this.
Die in Toronto?
Probably he'll end his career there, or at like later on they'll just trade him. But like it's like this. It's like playing COD and you're using a weapon that's always sick, but you never win, and you get a lot of kills, and your team does okay, but you could use a weapon that's like way more team friendly.
Like a rocket launcher.
Sure, and you're helping guys out. That's what Matthews is. He's like a fucking sick weapon, but he just doesn't.
What a description of Austin Matthews.
He just, even when he scored in Game 2, did you see his celebration?
He just sat down on the ice, I thought.
He kind of was just like this, like a quiet. He fucking fist pumped like he got par on the fucking 8th hole of Augusta. Like he's like way behind the pack, but he got a par. Like, dude, you haven't scored in the whole second round. You got to fucking yell because that shows the team like, man, you got the monkey off your back. Maybe this is the run you're going to go on.
I think that you care too much about hockey.
It's not even that I care too much. It's like, because honestly, if this happened, if I was 9 years into this a few years ago, yeah, it's like depressing. But this time around, it's kind of like, I knew that this. It's like when you buy a lottery ticket. There's a small hope. You're like, yeah, man, maybe it changed my life.
Might be the one. This one
but
is the one.
It's really not.
They started reading the numbers, like it was the first one, the second one, the third one.
Yeah. And that's just the way it is, man.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
The cookies crumbled, and it's fucking dust.
So now you don't even watch the playoffs anymore. You're done with the hockey.
They're not as exciting, but we're going to go for Edmonton, yeah.
We need Edmonton to win.
It's just way more exciting when your team's in it. Like, if Ottawa was in the second round, you would be...
I'd be fucking flying, dude. I'd be like,
you'd be
get
such
tickets.
a
I got to get
bigger
tickets
fan.
to these games.
Like, when the Raptors were doing that in 2019, how exciting was that?
Is that your basketball team? You're not a Raptors fan.
I'm a Raptors fan as far as I'm like a Canadian.
I thought you were like a Clippers fan or something.
No, when I was growing up, I was just like a LeBron fan. I love LeBron. Wherever team he was on, I was just like, what? Yeah. But I'm not like a Lakers fan. Like, being a Lakers fan is like being a guy who only eats at fucking Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
You know?
I like OKC because their colors and their courts that they do. They're different, like in-house tournament courts look super cool.
Yeah, they're cool. And they got a Canadian guy who's the best player in the league on their team. From Hamilton. You don't know who, eh?
I lost you completely there.
Yeah, we glitched out. It's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, no idea.
Wait,
Shea? I know who that guy is. Yes.
Yeah, try again.
Yeah, I know that guy.
No, I'd say I'm a Raptors fan. When it was 2019, you were paying attention to the Raptors, were you not?
No, I don't. I honestly cannot. Basketball, dude, it's beyond me.
You missed all that?
I was in the background. It was like, oh, good job, guys. Yeah,
I feel bad for you.
I don't. I feel great.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to not know.
2019, you mean right before like the world kind of ended?
Yeah, we were given a gift.
Yeah.
So you don't know anything about the shot or anything like that?
Is that Pascal Siakam?
He was on the team, but no, the shot Kawhi made against Philly.
That's why my buddy is cheering for what's that team right now that's in the playoffs? Because they got Siakam. He bet on them to win.
Oh, Indiana?
Yeah, he bet on them to win.
They might.
He bet on them to win the friggin' ship, dude.
But you don't know anything about the Kawhi shot?
Jordan, listen, I could have been
just yes or no.
No, listen, I could have been
just
on the
yes
court. No. I could have been on the court, and I wouldn't have cared.
Like as a player?
Yeah. I don't
no, Anto, you honestly, you would have cared. Trust me. These are things that supersede, like, foolishness.
There's sports fans, and then there's me.
Listen, you just recently got on a bike and you can't stop talking about it.
Can't stop talking about it.
Do you not think that like they literally consider it one of the most exciting, not just for Toronto sports, like in sports, it's one of the most. You don't know what happened?
All right, let's just shut up for a second.
You should look it up.
No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna react together. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna put it on here.
Shot in finals.
Not in the finals. It was in round 2.
Kawhi shot in round.
It'll come up. Just Kawhi the shot. It'll be there.
Kawhi Leonard wins the series at the buzzer.
So just for context,
3-minute clip. Can I get a short one?
No, you want to watch all 3 minutes.
We're going to react all. Okay, hold on. Pause.
So,
are you going to walk me through it?
A little bit of context. The Raptors are like, it's been a good series. It's kind of a tight series. We don't really know what's going to happen. If they lose this game, they're out. It's game 7. And we've never really made it this far anyways. So, like, as the Raptors...
aware of the inbounder here if you're Philly.
Hey, walk me through this. So it's tied.
I
was just watching.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if I'm the other team, I'm pissed. That's lucky.
Game.
Buddy.
Dude, it just looked like a normal three-pointer. He wasn't even supposed to hit.
But go back and watch how crazy.
What happens if he doesn't hit this shot right now?
It's going to probably go to overtime. It goes to overtime.
They might lose.
They might lose.
It's off the Leonard.
But look at how much coverage.
Simmons. Is this the
double
dagger?
coverage.
Look at the crowd.
Dude, imagine you were there for that.
Dude, imagine you were there for that. And, like,
Gotta be
mute the volume. Mute the volume.
Here.
Like, the fact that he's running, so he's running.
Double covered right here.
He's double coverage, and he's running almost full speed, and then he just throws up a prayer.
Is that only 2 points, right? It's not a 3-pointer.
No, it was a 3.
No, I'm
pretty
looking
sure.
at his feet. He wasn't in. He wasn't out.
They might have given it to him as a 3.
They're just
But,
giving
like,
it to him. That is not how it
The
works.
fact that he hit that shot and won the series, in that moment, Toronto sports fans were like,
2.
this is our year. Because sports follow, like Disney movies?
Yeah.
Where, like, there's a moment, like Hercules, he's got to get the training.
He's got to get the training.
And then like, he can fight gods. That's what that was. Man, the parade had 2 million people in it.
That's insane.
I was walking down Yonge Street, and I had a fucking bag of beer, and I was getting into the density of the people.
You went to the parade?
Yeah, well, what do you mean? Of course. It was so dense. Like, once I started to actually get into the crowd, the strap on my bag broke that had the beer in it, and people started taking the beers.
Oh, they started stealing your beers.
I then started giving them out because I'm like,
can't-
what am I going to be the guy?
Oh,
Like,
instead
don't
of being
take
a
my
bitch,
beer.
now you're generous. You're like, here.
Because they were taking them anyways.
No,
so I'm like, you know
you'd be
what?
Like,
Give
get
me
your
some
own
credit.
beers. That's why I'd be like, get your own beers. These are my
No,
beers.
this was like a mob of people. Like, guys did this, man. They literally took the beer and they looked at me like,
What are you going to do?
what are you going to do?
Yeah,
And
you
literally
should've did
nothing.
something. You should have
What am I
punched
gonna
him right in the head.
Take it from you and then
You
take like, what
take
the
it
fuck?
back. Give me my beer back.
So I just started giving dudes beers.
How many beers we talking that you had?
I had 12.
Wow, so obnoxious.
So I
amount to
cracked
bring.
one. Well, because I knew we were going to be there for hours. There were babies in strollers being pushed that should not have been there.
Oh, you can't. What the heck are they doing, dude, with the babies in the stroller?
They're just trying to live their life, man. People make wrong choices all the time. But anyways, tell me about you, man. We talked sports.
Yeah, sports was good.
Sports was
It's a good
good.
topic.
We topped it.
Still haven't watched Sinners yet.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Don't know.
I watched The Birdcage last night.
Oh, great movie. Unbelievable movie.
One of the few movies that would be better today.
Yeah, Gene Hackman is in it for some crazy reason.
Yeah, he's actually not great in it.
Well, he's just like not.
He's just Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman.
But it would be if Ron Williams was still young,
Yeah.
because him and what's his name? Klein?
No. Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane. They're great.
Great.
And even Hank Azaria is good too.
He's really good.
But it would be better because there's so much drag culture now. That's one movie that would be better with
Dude, I'm telling you, watch
Today.
Connie and Carla, bro.
Connie and Carla.
Connie and Carla. They're women pretending to be men, pretending to be women.
Heady concept.
Yeah, they're women who are pretending to be drag queens because they saw a murder and people are looking for them. So they
You
hide
told
out
me
in
about
this
this.
drag club.
But do you agree that it would be better Birdcage today?
Probably, yeah. People love all that shit now, which is
They
crazy.
do
Like,
love it
Women
now.
like just women are just like, I'm going to do drag makeup. Makes me feel like,
Well, it's just that a lot of the humor, like the humor was when they were trying to be men, like when they were trying to be straight guys,
who was trying?
like Robin Williams and Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're gonna try to be straight. Oh, right into the ears.
Sorry.
Terrible. No awareness. You're not on a bike. Like you don't have to have this
just-
much.
one
This
second.
doesn't even make sense. We've talked about this a lot, but like
Just 1 sec.
every 2 seconds.
Pause. It was, look, DEFCON 0 there.
Okay, so stop that.
Okay.
You don't need to drink water like you're in the NBA.
Okay.
Like, why do you do that?
I was thirsty.
No. You know what? When you're thirsty, you take a drink and you're good. Like the body's like, thanks.
You think one
I'm
sip is good?
Yes.
We talk a lot on here, dude. My mouth gets dry.
You don't need that many sips. You don't need so many sips where you're fucking choking on the sips.
No, I was choking on something else.
It's that plus whatever else. Like, you're not on a bike. You're stationary in a room.
I'm stationary. What were you talking about before I almost died there?
That the Birdcage is only really funny for like, it's an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's only got maybe 15 minutes of like good comedy in it.
Yeah.
You know? Because the humor is like that they're like when Hank Azaria brings in that cross to hang up, that's hilarious.
Well, them just trying to be straight in general is very funny.
But it's not even that long. And then the other thing I think that probably really landed back in the 90s was that Robin's not gay, so he does his like thing he does.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh my God, we love watching this.
He Robins it up.
You could remake that movie. You know how they're always trying to be like, oh, let's remake Batman? Like they can't help themselves.
Yeah, we have to do it.
We should remake old comedies. Because they could improve some of them.
Imagine remaking Last Action Hero, but not with Arnold Schwarzenegger, with like somebody else. Like, who do you do? Who do you do? Who's a jacked?
Who do you do?
Who's a jacked movie star right now? Nobody.
Well, you know who?
What, Chris Evans?
I mean, you know
He's
what? He would probably
jacked,
do it really good.
Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is humongous. Like he's
humongous. But you know who I was saying. Come on, you know.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan?
No, I'm shocked that you're not getting it.
Who's jacked?
Who's a jacked movie star? Me.
I don't know.
Sitting here fucking watching you sip water. Dwayne.
Oh, no, he can't.
He fits the mold the most.
You know what, though? He's probably the same age right now as Arnold was when he filmed that movie.
Yeah. Yo, so I watched this thing today on YouTube about what The Rock did for Black Adam.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, like he fucked up pretty bad.
Why?
So, originally when he was in like Scorpion King or something, like one of the guys that was making Shazam wanted him to be Shazam. Because he's like really charismatic. But he started to research that comic and really fell in love with Black Adam. So he was like, I want to be Black Adam. And then they were going to put Black Adam in the credits for the first Shazam. But The Rock pushed to have it be separate movies because he was like, that will be better for the story.
That was a really bad idea.
And then in I think Shazam, the second one or the first one, Superman he's in the end as well. But because The Rock really wanted to like preserve something with his storyline, they didn't even have Henry Cavill in that, so they just showed Superman with like his head, just like his body. You didn't even see his face. So he pitched to the DC people, we should lead like a big charge around Black Adam and Superman fighting, and that should be like the 10-year arc of what it is, and it culminates to this battle. So they like sort of agreed, but like didn't really want to agree.
Well,
but
now that
But now that what?
Well, now that James Gunn's there, like that's not happening at all.
Well, it's over. Yeah, they made the movies that were already loaded, and
you know what's funny is like out of all the balls Dwayne was hitting out of the park, Black Adam, zero chance.
I don't even think that it's that he was hitting balls out of the park. I think it's that when you're on the rise, anything you do is kind of sick until we look back.
But at the time, it wasn't good.
No, I'm saying like
Black Adam was flop ever. Like,
no,
really,
not like movie wise. No,
I guess like he just
it was a flop. I'm not saying it's not.
Maybe he just made all of his fans go watch it.
Yeah, kind of. And he also cheated the studio a little bit because they didn't want to. So his ex-wife was his agent and also Henry Cavill's agent. So he used that to like get him to come in. He basically got Henry Cavill to leave The Witcher, and they had like a handshake without the handshake agreement that Cavill would come back and be Superman again.
Yeah.
Because he still had one movie to do because Man of Steel 2 was supposed to come out. But then after the Black Adam flop, they were like, yo, we got to move away from you as Superman. So that he fucked him over bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like I got the numbers for you.
Hit it.
Worldwide, $393 million.
It cost $260 to make.
Yeah, so you made quite a bit.
On a movie like that though, they want to
make
at
like
least
$500 million.
minimum.
Yeah, domestic DVD sales 6 million.
What?
Domestic Blu-ray sales 10 million. Total 16
Wow.
million. So total gross, you're looking at it did just over $400 million.
Not bad.
So opening weekend
Made 140.
You said it was 160 to make?
260 because they did reshoot. So when they
Why'd
first,
they have to reshoot it?
because they first made the movie and the reception was so bad that they went back and fixed it.
The reception.
Correct.
Like us wanting it?
Like when you stand at the receiving line at an Italian wedding.
So the first time they released it, nobody watched it.
No, like they do a testing. They'll invite people to watch it, and people were like, "Yo, this sucks bad. This sucks dick."
I didn't even know that was allowed.
What do you mean? They test shit before they let it out. Every big movie, they
My
do
friend, you got to risk it to get the biscuit.
that. You think a couple biscuits would be risked, my friend?
They did it.
They did.
Yeah,
no,
it was.
they
I
tested
remember
it out.
watching it with you at your house, and I was like, "This is horrible."
I really wanted to like it.
I like Shazam too. That's why I like
even
it.
enjoy. I don't mind it. I'll throw it on maybe once. Maybe I'll throw it on this week.
Well, what's his name's in it there?
Pierce?
No, that comedian's in it.
Which comedian?
I'll tell you right now. 1 second. Mohammed Amr.
Oh yeah. He's like the guy in the van, I think.
He's like the funny guy in it.
They always need a funny guy.
Yeah. You should watch his show.
Usu-
It's really good.
Apparently, it's really good.
It's really good. He's been doing comedy for like 30 years.
It's kind of what it takes.
Yeah. And he also is not even an American citizen.
Don't tell that. Don't say that too loud.
Well, he says it in his comedy. That's what the show's about, dude.
Yeah, it's Mo, right? Is what
It's
the show
literally
is.
about him trying to get his what do you call it? I don't know. I can't remember.
Pretty crazy how you can just live somewhere like that for a long time and not actually have any of the papers.
You're a refugee. Like when you're a refugee somewhere, you can't go to your country, but that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to live somewhere else.
It's also just like the government. No one's really on it. Even now, like they're on it, but they're not really.
But
on it.
like if I go to Italy and I'm there, you telling me you're gonna find me if I'm there longer than 6 months?
If you're doing shit findable,
Like if you
Yeah.
commit a crime, that's when you get found, right? But like besides
Yeah.
that, I'm chilling.
like if you're just eating pasta and fucking hanging out,
If I'm
no,
eating pasta and spending money and hanging out with my friends, like let me stay there.
they will.
I'll get a job, no problem.
Like if you became friends with a police officer in Italy, they'd probably help you out. I mean, why wouldn't he?
They're called the carabinieri.
The Carabinieri. Those guys
Yeah.
are working part-time.
Oh man, I saw them running around Rome when I was there. It's funny. They don't even have guns. Like what?
What?
You just,
What do they got?
they're just super fast.
Rolling
they have
pin?
a soccer ball. No, they have a soccer ball. They kick it at your head when you're committing a crime. The guy's
That's
one guy's
funny.
twirling a pizza and he like traps you in it. You're like it's like a lasso pizza.
Every cop's a Pokemon? Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much every cop has a different like Italian stereotype as a skill. Like the one guy's got like olive oil that he squirts in your eyes instead of pepper spray.
Just throws it on the ground, you trip.
Yeah.
You know what kind of bothers me, and this is dumb as hell? That like Greeks make olive oil too?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Palestinians, dude.
And I'm like,
They make great olive oil.
whoa. I'm like, whoa. Did you ask?
Oh yeah, like so I had this argument with Michaela because I was like, the one day for a gift, her parents gave me like original Palestinian olive oil, like in the big can.
Probably amazing.
Oh, so like I was like immediately, I'm like, why are you giving me olive oil? Like Italians are the only ones who make olive oil. And Michaela was like, that's not true at all. Like there's a lot of cultures that make really good olive oil. I was like,
Correct.
no, there isn't. My buddy goes to Greece. He brings me back a can of like their special olive oil that they have.
And that Greek might be the best.
I'm telling you, the Palestinian one, I cracked it the other day, dude. They know whatever
What-
they're doing.
What would
They're
you say? Greek,
I'd
Palestinian?
say Palestinian and Italian are like top. The
Top,
Greek
okay.
one is very close second.
Very good.
But
yeah.
I'm never gonna have like Saskatchewan olive oil. You know, nobody's ever gonna be like, I got this.
The
olive
only oil I get from Saskatchewan, I put right in the truck,
oil right in the truck, dude.
Right in the fucking
Yeah, the only
truck.
oil that matters from the West Coast comes from the ground and the water.
Abso-friggin-lutely. Sometimes you got to just put a little oil in a dish, salt it, grab a fucking piece of bread, and not talk to anybody for a couple
You're
minutes.
not even doing like a little squirt of balsamic in there?
Sometimes. But sometimes I don't like the division of color.
Oh. It all comes together in the bread.
It does, yeah.
It's like the bread is the UN.
Yeah, the bread is the
It
neutral power.
It brings those things together.
Well, you know what I've realized that my dad was telling me is because we went to Italy the other day, and there's like a rogue olive oil market.
A rogue.
Have you heard about this?
What do you mean a rogue? What?
Well, like everybody's trying to say that like this olive oil is pure as hell.
Oh.
But it's not. It's like, you know how they mix scotch and shit and it's a blend? They do that with olive oil.
Rogue Olive Oil Market, TDC, Rogue Fitness. No, that's not right.
That's not right. But that's what's happening with the olive oil is they're mixing and they're blending and they're trying to say this is top quality.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Olive oil is such a big part of our lives. I don't think people realize that if we stopped olive oil, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, like I've never not consumed olive oil.
Like, what's Big Olive's next move? There's got to be something.
You know, every time I think of an olive, I always think of like an elderly person's hand. Don't you? Like when you think of the word olive, what do you see?
A beautiful tree.
Okay, I've never seen an olive tree.
Fresh
honestly.
salad. Oh, you never seen it? Dude, olive trees are beautiful, bro.
Yeah, what do they look like? Sophia Loren?
Pretty much. She loves mortadella.
Really?
She was in a movie where it was about horses and making mortadella.
Remember Houseboat? I don't know if you've ever seen Houseboat, but she's just like in a tablecloth that whole time.
You telling me you don't like olive trees? Look at this. Look at this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Normal tree, that looks like to me.
It's an olive tree. Look.
Beautiful.
Look at them.
Do Kalamata olives come from a tree?
Probably the same as every other olive, yeah.
Yeah, they don't just come from the heavens.
You got to be careful what you search. Kalamata, you never know.
You might get a big black bee coming out, yeah.
Kalamata olives. Images.
The olive trees are a little tiny, you know? They don't have a lot of
I think
stock.
they're actually smaller, these ones. No, look, these fucking things are massive, dude.
They're massive?
We're looking up trees. What are we doing? What is this podcast?
I love a Kalamata olive. With the pit?
I love black, dried Italian olives.
With the shrivelly ones?
They look like old ladies.
Buddy. Those
They're
fucking
very
olives.
bitter. They're very bitter. I love it.
They're so salty, you know you're getting a health problem.
I love it.
But I fucking love it.
Yeah, those are the number one olive for me. And number two, garlic stuffed, whatever those bullshit ones are.
Oh, really?
Whatever those green ones where they stuff the garlic inside.
Those kind of feel like the munja cake of olives.
That's okay.
Not that it's bad.
It's all about balance.
Peppers, the hot peppers with cheese inside of them.
Are you talking about the pimento ones?
I think I'm talking about pimento.
Yeah, those are good.
Delicious.
I like a martini olive too. You could convince me.
You drink a dirty martini?
I'll drink any kind of martini.
But I'm specifically talking dirty. Will you have that?
What's the dirty one where they put the olive juice in it and shake it?
Right in it. But if you're doing it right, you put a lot. You don't want to put a little. A little is disgusting.
What do you
lot. Like you want to taste like you're drinking alcoholic olive juice.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Buddy, it's more than okay. If it's fucking shaking like crazy, that's pure happiness in a glass.
I wasn't.
You got a cat up there behind you.
What are you doing? Oh,
Sometimes
you
the
wanna be part of
cat.
the podcast? Okay.
Sometimes the cat needs a little bit of love.
He's like, hey, you guys are doing something super important in here.
It's not that
I
important.
locked him in my room this morning by accident.
What happened?
Well, like it was like probably left
Did he
my
file
house.
a double WSIB claim on you?
I left.
Terrible working conditions
I
for
left
my...
the house at like 11, and we were back here at like 2, and he was.
Ooh.
I opened the door, and he was in there still.
What'd he say?
He didn't. So I gave him some catnip as a reward.
So you gave him some fucking marijuana?
I trapped him in my room for 3.5 hours, and then I drugged him as soon as I got home.
I mean, trapped is a really...
No, he's fine. But he doesn't have access to his litter box. That's a problem, you know?
Yeah. Did he do anything in there?
Didn't do anything. He doesn't really...
Wow.
Cats don't really want to do anything besides there.
The litter box.
Yeah, because, they live here, so they don't want to pollute the space they live in.
Yeah, they get it a little bit.
Whereas a dog, it will piss and shit in the most convenient location if it has to.
Well, a dog is like a little kid.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to not do it in the right spot, but I have to go.
True.
You know, they're not like a cat knows stuff.
A cat, pretty smart. Pretty smart.
Smart-ish.
I'll tell you how smart they are, okay? A couple months ago, I bought I had a toy for him.
Yeah.
And it's obviously long string with a feather on the end. I was fucking around with
Classic cat toy.
I was fucking around with it, and it had a really stretchy string. So I was he loves when I was grabbing it, and I would slingshot it, and he would try to jump and land on it.
Loves that. I
One
do that with
time-
him myself.
I aimed it a little too close, hit him with the fucking feather toy point. And he freaked out, he ran away.
Yeah.
Now we had to throw the toy away because anytime you grab that toy,
Oh.
see you later. He's like, I don't like
No.
that toy. Yeah.
Wow.
We had to throw it away.
That's shocking.
That's association, which is weird because cats don't have association usually.
Well, I think all animals will do that.
Yeah, I guess.
So wait a second. You're saying association makes them smart? Because dogs associate all over the place.
Yeah, dogs are very smart. I never said
Gotcha.
cats were dumb. Dogs are super smart.
Dogs are smart, yeah.
Because you could teach a dog. You could kind of teach a cat. It's hard though.
You can teach a dog tricks.
You could teach a cat tricks. It's just way harder.
Yeah, you also have to be like a lady who wears a wrist brace,
Oh, yeah.
evidently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, why is it they always have a wrist
They can
problem?
hit the cat when it misbehaves.
You don't want to see cat. You don't ever see a lot of cat abuse out there. They'll test makeup on beagles.
I told you, a cat will hurt you, dude. Will kill you.
True.
A cat
you
will
could
kill you.
declaw it.
It's still, even if it had its back claws, it still bite you.
You know what's sad as frick?
Go ahead. Last
Beagles.
Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah, you're rapping. All right.
I gotta wrap.
Beagles are so nice that they'll test makeup on them,
Oh, so they'll just sit there and be okay with it.
and they're so sweet.
I don't think a beagle's sweet to me.
Why? What?
I don't like beagles.
They are. That's like every cat has like a card. You know how a sport a athlete is a rookie card, 6'5", fucking can dunk.
Yeah.
Every dog has that.
Yeah.
Corgi, nippy.
True.
Really wants to work. Loves 9 to 5. You know. Golden
kind of-
Retriever wants to hug you in the worst times.
Has a little bit of autism. For sure.
Yeah, I would say that Golden Retrievers are, but they're smart as frick.
But what about okay, how about a Doberman? Or no, give me a St. Bernard. Give me the St.
Also
Bernard.
smart.
St. Bernard's rookie card.
Tongue's too big for the mouth. Right now, if I had a Golden Retriever, I would just make him sit right here.
Just the
Hopefully
whole time.
Just sits.
And he would just be like, yes, Dad.
He would be like, there's food coming.
Okay, what about a Chihuahua? What's that rookie card?
A little bit of a bitch. Gonna take penalties, unnecessary penalties. They take unnecessary
You ever
fucking
seen
calls.
a Pomeranian, dude? Pomeranians are vicious. They'll bite your fingers.
It's always the little dogs that have so much attitude.
Yeah, what? I mean, so much. Same thing with little men. They have attitude too.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
I never met a little guy that was cool. They're never cool to hang out. There's always angry. They always got a problem.
Well, unless they're too cool. It's the little guys can't just be a normal guy. They have to either have a ton of money.
yeah.
They have to somehow control shit.
Or they have to let you know how big their Johnson is.
And they usually have big Johnnies.
Yeah, they're just listen, I can stand here with 3 legs instead of 2, my friend.
If God made it a fact that everybody who is small like that had a huge hammer, do you think we would respect them more?
Do you think
you'd
it'd
see
be
a small
cooler-
guy?
How about this? Can I ask you a simple question?
Would love
Why
that.
can't we all just have the exact same size private parts?
Wow.
Why do we have to have different ones?
Really good question.
Genetically, that makes 0 sense.
Yeah, because it's not like the vagina Like, we know nothing about the differences in vaginas.
No, but we could say that across the board, without a microscope, could you really pick a different one out?
Vaginas are
actually,
like car
I'm
trims.
I'm taking that. Yeah.
You know, like some guys get like there's no guys. Some women have like the basic model. Some women have like the fucking top of the line. You got to order it.
They got the
Takes
body
time.
kit. There's a body kit built in.
They got a fucking. They got an air. What's that thing in the back? A fender?
They got a fucking wing, dude. They have a wing.
Yeah, they got a couple wings. Some of them have a couple wings. Some of them get extra tires on it. Dicks feel like factory-made items where they make a lot of mistakes. Like they're like, well, we're trying to make these all the same size, but the fucking machine, it's hard to maneuver.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, why does everybody? I vote for a society where it's just, they're all the same.
Well, if you think about big black dudes and they're big guys and they're big hammers, it makes sense genetically why they have that, because black women's asses are so big. So, like, they need to, like, get in there to hit it from behind.
So you can't say that. You can't say generally all those guys are all packing, like,
well, if you think about it, wait a second.
Bottles,
If the ancient black ancestors are sleeping together in the wild, they're both facing out. Maybe, right? Because you do it against a wall, both of you checking out to see if anything's coming. So the guys are hitting it from the back. They need a huge...
Okay.
Black dudes have like an extension cord.
So then what happened to you and me?
We just had the luxury of no fear. You know, there's nothing coming to kill us. We're just eating olive oil. So they're like, yeah, you can have a normal sized dick. Koreans, there's like nothing that wants to, there's no prey.
It's because they're so scared of a nuclear bomb that everything's so tight and they keep it close.
Do you think as a culture they're like, hey, you know, like... Maybe that's why Kim Jong-un's number one. Maybe he has like the biggest dick.
Yeah, like
they seen it. They're like, he must be a god.
They had a war.
None of us have this.
They had a war, but instead of everybody lining up with their rifles, they all just pulled down their pants at once. And Kim Jong-un was like, guess what, boys?
It would be really funny if that's just how war got settled. They just were like, okay, who's got fucking, how much dick does this army have? And like, wow, dude, the fucking Brits have a lot of dick.
Yeah, what's going on over there? Ugly teeth, huge Johnsons.
That's a good trade-off. You can't have it all. You don't want a guy who's like super good looking, like Robin Williams, fucking callback. He had a serious hammer.
Robin Williams?
Yeah.
But he was not ugly or had bad teeth.
No, he just had it all. He was funny.
When did you see his hammer?
Huge dick. My dad said he saw a video of him like jumping off of a diving board, and he's like, it looked like a fucking snake, and it was soft.
I don't know if I want to even type that in.
You should type it into your computer.
Robin Williams jumping off a diving board.
Do it.
That's safe.
Do it. Huge? Huge or what?
I don't want to be more specific than this.
Well, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. Robin Williams has a huge hammer. Thank you again for joining. We only choked once.
Yeah, please comment down below who your celebrity hammer crush is.
How did you feel only having 13 sips of water?
I'm very thirsty right now.
Peace.